When I was finishing my graduate degree in photography and film, I was hired by the University of Minnesota to teach darkroom photography in the art department. There were 3 of us full-time, plus a few part-timers, and a program in journalism, including a photo major. All total, there was about 70 sections of photography a year, based on the quarter system. What happened to all those students? Safe to say they disappeared. Of course, what happened were digital cameras. The first affordable digital cameras appeared around 2000, although actually Photoshop came out 10 years earlier. What about photographers? Well, in 2000, there were 124,000 photographers. Today, there are over 210,000 photographers. What about the money? Photography fees have kept up with inflation. The difference is, in the film era, photographers tended to use different equipment. It was more expensive and more complicated to use. Today, anyone can buy a camera of professional quality for a pretty reasonable price. In fact, you don't really even need a camera. This is not to degrade today's photographers. It's just that there's much more competition on the lower end. And a professional would know not to have their finger over the lens. In the black and white film era, most professional photographers, including photojournalists, processed their own film. When color came to dominate in the 1990s and early 2000s, photographers turned to professional labs. There was a half a dozen in and around downtown Minneapolis alone. But there also were labs catering to amateur photographers. Virtually every grocery store, drugstore, and most shopping malls contained labs that processed film in an hour. But eventually, all those labs closed. In 2000, there were 88,000 employees working in photo labs. There had been 100,000 a few years earlier. Today, there are around 10,000. Those that are left tend to work in large factories producing online orders. The digital imaging revolution did not start with photography, though. It started with printing. The print world goes back to the invention of movable type in the Middle Ages. Type was hand-set, but that was replaced with sophisticated and rather complicated mechanical machines in the early 20th century. That again was replaced by the 1970s with proprietary computer systems. In 1990, 71,000 people made a living doing typesetting. Today, that number is less than 1,000. Of course, what killed it was programs like InDesign. And again, we can blame and we can thank the digital revolution. I present this to you as an example of what disruption looks like. I picked photography because that's what I know. I could have picked any number of different areas, including music, bookstores, video stores, and so on. The latest disruptor, of course, is AI, or artificial intelligence. Although it seems to have come out of nowhere, we've had spell checkers, grammar checkers, Siri, Alexa. It's been here all along. Will AI eliminate jobs? Yes. Will AI eliminate careers? Yes. Will it create new careers? Probably. 60% of all jobs today are in careers that didn't exist at the end of World War II. Will the number of jobs created equal the number of jobs lost? That's a good question.